Obviously, stream died. It looks like it may have been specifically the extender my computer's plugged into because the rest of my family didn't have a problem. Very annoying. Anyway. You know what? I think I'm gonna go one at a time. I kind of prefer it that way. Welcome back, everyone. Hey, Bitter, how's it going? Okay. Oh, this is just the one that's like Kate goes nuts, right? Yeah. Alright, who do I have to care about? None of y'all. Cool. And then that means we can bring tons of options for him. Let's bring you. Let's bring you. Oh, you know what? Let's bring... Where is she? You. Tiger Synergy is that much more fun. And let's bring you. Nice, Bitter. Oh, Jabari doesn't have a striker. Well, not going to change it at this point. Okay, that'll work. Oh. My bad. Alright. Sounds good, Sim. How's it going, man? I only have a rank 3 Wiccan Aiden. I know it works, but I generally don't like using rank 3s in content that's built for, like, rank 4s at minimum. This Ant-Man has been weirdly stingy. Dang it, it's literally always just like the second hit. Ah, gotcha, gotcha. My voice is cutting in and out? That's annoying. I do see a few dropped frames. It's a little bit for the sake of the striker, but it's also because Ronin's playstyle often involves him hitting into block, and the Furies that you gain there are beneficial, but this is a 3-star, so it doesn't really do anything. It's mostly for the striker. If I had spare Black Widow ones, it might go to him. But I think at the moment I have more Valkyries to toss around. Okay, let's see if this one works better. Hey, Omega, how's it going? That actually reminds me of something. Haven't had any more issues on my end, so yeah, I don't know, maybe it's... Do I have skip special 3 off? I do, yeah. I've never really liked it. The timing of the abrupt cut throws me. I've never really gotten used to it. And, what is it? I don't like getting used to it when I can't use it in war or BGs. Hey, Walrus. Not bad for having protection up. Yeah, I don't want that to happen to me, Aiden. It's bad enough that I tend to read chat when it happens. Did I take Ronin to rank 2? I did not. This is rank 1. This node is pretty solid for him, though, without the tempo disruption that Ant-Man has. IPI. Yeah, it is a decent amount, isn't it? I'm not boosted. Maybe I put too much into the synergy with Kate. There aren't really guidelines for that. No, he's still low relative to the others. I'm not boosted. Yeah, I don't know. Serifin streams? Yeah. You know what's really stuck out to me since starting to use Ronin on this account? Is how much Serifin could use deep wounds. Turns out it's a good mastery. One second. Oh. Need to fix my masteries at some point. Yeah, I know a lot of people are not in the best shape with him. I have a video on Masteries, and it holds up pretty well, but it's definitely getting a little bit older at this point. Start trying to get deep wounds? You don't have them at all, Aiden? Jesus. Yeah, you know what's actually been nice, Easy, is I've been logging in to the web store every week with my alt account email, and from that, Serifin is now up to 2 carb cores. It's gonna come in handy. It's not just the bleeders, Aiden. It's also characters like Venom, Carnage, Gore. Like, the Mastery isn't what it used to be, but it's still really, really good. Yes. Big agree, Omega. Look, my damage is in a good spot, but I'm not pushing you to an unblockable special 2, you jerk. Throw it. Thank you. I would also like some more mastery points. What are you running instead of literally any points in deep wounds, Aiden? That's my question. Hey, John, Adam, Andrew, welcome all. Ouch, Blazy. It stings a little bit. Hey, Natch. Nobody is suggesting you give up block proficiency and stun duration, Aiden. Stupefy and block duration are not, Stupefy and block proficiency are not negotiable. But I also run Max Inequity, Max Despair, Mystic Dispersion 5, and I have 4 points in Stand Your Ground. And that doesn't make up the difference. So I'm kind of confused what you're doing. I understand when people run recoil. That's heavy. Sim, that's mean. This is obviously way easier with Longshot or Tigra, but I'm going to try and use the Kate synergy here. Whoa! Forgot about the stun immunity thing. I remember trying this actually in playtesting, and I had that exact same reaction. Because I forgot about the steady perseverance node, and I tried to use Chavez with the Kate synergy, and I'm like, this will be fun. And then I was like, no, Max hates me. Fine. No, I understood what you meant, Bleezy. I. That's kind of rude, my friend. Like, there's a very big difference between the second thing you said and the first thing you said. It's definitely not parry, Aiden. Nobody else is running fewer points, fewer than 3 points in parry. Hey, Royu, how's it going? Hey, Meta, how's it going, man? I know they're working on that, Snoops, but I don't have a satisfying answer for you. I'm kind of annoyed that they decided to move those rewards before having a good answer for it. Oh, you are maxing perfect block proficiency, and stand your ground? There's your waste. Max perfect block is a waste. It's a 3% chance for 3 points. That's not worth it. I will allow you to rescind, Bleezy. I know I wasn't playing him to his absolute best. I was working with it, but like I'm not used to him, right? I sent despair twice. Don't worry, I'm not holding that against you. Nice, Meta. That's awesome. If it was 20%, Jesus. I mean, you're not wrong. There's a bit of daylight between 1 and 20. Um. Oh, okay. Science Attacker gains a Fury. This is the one where Titania goes nuts, but there are also a bunch of others. Cool. I remember this one. Hey, Usafa, how's it going, man? Thanks for the raid. Photon actually won't be good for this. She gains her Furies too infrequently. Titania is obviously nuts. Thing actually doesn't work for it because he's lying about how he's built. Cap is great. Silk works. Morbius. Morbius probably benefits on the glide. That's actually worth testing. And then obviously She-Hulk is nuts. Cool. Why are Masteries so expensive? Because they're permanent. Yeah, I do know how it is, Bleedy. If we ever update them again, there are a few people I'm definitely reaching out to. But I will also say that's part of why he's not used more, right? Is because you kind of have to jump through hoops a bit. All right, let's see if this works. I think 3 out of 5 is fine. Omega. Okay, it did not work. Ouch. Ouch! Okay. So I'm going to restart this one because often attack increases like that are hidden passives, which would trigger the node, and so Morbius would have gone unstoppable. Clearly, Coop didn't do that. Not saying he's wrong to do it. I think it makes sense to hide it and have it not be able to fail, which is what the knock-on of that is, but definitely going to do things a little bit differently then. Yeah, Joe sounds good. Let's do that. Hey, Andres, thanks for stopping by and dropping the like. Do JJ? Okay. The thing is that, like, she's not gonna get many Furies here, so it's gonna be, like, really few and far between, but I understand that she's relatively rare, so we can give it a go. Trevor was being loose with his tab, and I appreciated it. Yeah, Scorp's passives probably would work, but that's insane. uh, do I think we'll see a trend towards retooling how Masteries work in Alliance War within the upcoming year? Within 12 months, I certainly hope so. I obviously cannot promise it, and I don't want to up the resolution too much beyond that. But we have been talking about it, and I will be disappointed and a bit annoyed if it's somehow not within 12 months. Oh, while we're here. Oh, you know what? I might need to do this later. Maybe not. Aha. Okay. Sorry, give me 1 second. There's the button. Cool. Okay. So what I meant to say earlier when Omega got here was thank you for the advanced donation for Extra Life. Because for those of you who did not see my one tweet, I've only posted about it once. I am doing a charity stream a week from now, next Saturday, And I'm going to try and go 24 hours. I don't want to hard commit to that, but I'm going to do my absolute best. And I am raising money through Extra Life for hospitals and such when I'm doing that. So if anybody would like to help me accumulate some numbers ahead of the event, there is the link. I'm going to go ahead and pin it. All right, let me read back. Take care, Meta. I'd pay 1,000 units for a couple of extra mastery points. I think they're easily worth that, yeah. And I agree with you, Doug. I would also like to see what the masteries are. Yeah, I agree, Bleezy. It's like his special one does so little damage and it's so long that the precision should be like 2 or 3 times as long as it is, so you never need to do it again. Ugh. Should probably also be larger, too. Thanks, Matt. I really appreciate that. Be careful with the word revamp, Sodium. Trying to get ahead there and manage expectations because we already ran into this with potions. When people say revamp, like, we say we're going to change how this works. And then people go, cool, so the revamp is coming, the overhaul is coming. And then they're like, it's gonna be an overhaul, so it's gonna be big, it's gonna be major, it's gonna be top to bottom, it's gonna fundamentally change the way this works. And then we do something that counts as changing the way it works. And people are like, whoa, 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 Kabam promised us so much more. Hasn't the entire team of 200 people been working on this and only this for the last year? No? Like, I'm trying to avoid that. I know I'm being glib, but just so we're on the same page. It actually is a children's hospital, Adam. I'm donating to Texas Children's. But thanks. Okay. Labyrinth Path with Kate for charity. Don't understand why so many people are upset about the potion improvement. I mean, that's fundamentally like the problem. Like I was being a little bit glib, but I really do think most of the upset comes from people talking themselves into this is going to be so much more. Nobody understands that like the reason that it took this long is not because we were doing this every single day and the task was this monumental. The reason it took this long is because the econ team was busy. This is the same team that updates stores, and you know how much people love their store updates. This is the same team that updates rewards for Battleground seasons, for Alliance War seasons, for AQ, for incursions, that goes over the rewards for 8.3, right? Like, they have some stuff to do. And it didn't take this long because they were like, I think people just assumed that with every week that passed and it wasn't here, the magnitude of what we were owed grew. And they talked themselves into the idea that it was going to be this thing that just revolutionized the way the game worked forever again. And they would just be able to infinitely farm everything they could possibly want with no resource management. And when that didn't happen, they got angry. And I'm trying not to say that with judgment. I don't think that it is a malice thing. I really do think that it is it's an issue of not understanding what's at play. Jesus. I tried to get out of her way so badly. Did she always do that nasty damage? I mean, the nodes are helping. But all of these characters are also good champions. The community buff ideas are kind of funny sometimes. That one I'll allow myself the indulgence of being just a little bit mean about. And it's like, to elaborate on that, it's not because I'm saying nobody in the community is as wise as I am when it comes to designing champions. No, it's never that. It's that some people in the community are not good at designing champions. That much is just true. Um, but even the ones that are like putting a draft out into the internet by themselves without the design review process, without the benefit of like 10 other talented designers nitpicking and going over something, without the benefit of being able to take it to our quest designers, to our live ops team, to like, without the ability of being able to run play tests on it, right? It's just like, the reason that fan kits tend to be so much worse in a pretty objective way than actual published champions is in part because they just don't have the infrastructure behind it. And that's not their fault, but it does mean that if somebody who put out that fan kit that didn't have that support then expects it to be used, thinks it's as good and as polished as something that did go through the process, that, and only that, is when I feel like I can throw just a little bit of shade. Stop being so stingy. Ouch. Double ouch. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna use the special 3. You're a jerk. Where's my unstoppable? Okay, there. I got one. What's the difference? The slow. Thank you. Thank you. This is why we put adamant axiom on these things. Why doesn't this one have it? Yeah, also without the benefit of using the kit, you're right. I'm glad that was fun for you, Aiden. Yeah. That was a cool time going over those. Hey, Victor. Right, Aiden. I mean, there's like I'm very happy with the 4 designs I've shipped now. But there's been a moment in the playtest or like in the playtesting, even if it's my private playtesting before we run playtests, for every single one of them, where I've coded them, I've picked them up, and I've gone, no, that doesn't work. And like you spend time before that, right? You go over it, you massage it, you've probably had at least one review with other people, you talk to them, and like you're happy with what you have, and then you go and you test it and you're like, nah. Like anyone who could get a kit right without that, it's not even a talent thing. They're lucky. Take care, Sim. Thanks for hanging out. Watch it, Aiden. My brother isn't much older than you, and he has sleep apnea. It can happen to everyone. Ouchie. Thought that was a parry. That stung. Got tested for it when I was 12. Okay. um... Yeah, everything about Jessica's design process was a little bit rushed, but very fun. Is Crush supposed to interact with relics? No. In general, the only thing that is passed from characters to relics is attack rating. Maybe crit rating? Not sure on that one. I don't think so. But the important part is that like attack rating is passed along, like nothing else is, because unblockable is functionally like it's an attribute that has to be set, right? It's an effect. It lives on your champion. It cannot pass to your relic. And even the attack rating transferring was originally an accident. Unblockable doesn't work, no. I hate Green Goblin so much. Throwing a relic with Hulkling after special 2 breaks block. I'm pretty sure that's just an animation thing that you're running into. Because if you try throwing relics with unblockable in other cases, I'm pretty sure you're going to be disappointed. Jesus. Okay, let's test that. Need to practice that one clearly. There we go. That's how that goes. Hey, Rogue, how's it going? That's not actually true, Scorpion. You're misunderstanding how Crush works. Okay, show me somebody other than Hulkling right after the special 2. I'm open to this, but I'm pretty confident that at least recently this didn't happen. Hey, Instinct. Thanks, Aiden. I guess we can test this explicitly. Ah. No, see, that just intercepted him. I was trying to get him to where he would unambiguously block, and we definitely hit him. We got time. This isn't a quick fight. Should have just thrown it immediately right there. Hold on. Yeah, that certainly looks like it works. But, like, nothing else does. So why... That's very weird. It makes no sense that it would only care about the buff. Like, that does seem to be what's happening, yes. But that makes no sense. Ouchie. Nah, that doesn't matter, Rogue. Or, oh. Thing. I misunderstood. I thought you weren't trolling. Silly me. Um... Ah, this one. Yeah, this one isn't fun. I mean, it's kind of fun, but I understand that it's unintuitive. Cool, 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 cool. Oh, you know what? I really needed to look at the boss. In case I run out of other people. Cool. Big void. Or Big Mephisto. I can just swap in void. Is there anyone else that I want to use here? Not really. Claire might be good and is a backup for Mephisto. We can bring her. Oh, yeah. Adam sounds miserable here. That's so weird, Omega. Yeah, I knew we'd get one. I didn't mean to dex there. Hmm. I'm remembering a Slack conversation about this, and I'm gonna have to look at it next week. I'll just set myself a note. Hey, JT, how's it going? Oh, so this is what you're supposed to do on this path? I I unfortunately understand that response, and I'm sorry. Oh no, I didn't give Terex a striker. Okay, well this is actually going to be miserable. Because we're not going to capture it. Okay, I'm just going to quit out then. No, duration doesn't make sense. It's probably broccoli cheating, and I'm not being sarcastic. Oh, he doesn't have a frickin' thing either. Okay, hold on. I gotta put some note or some relics on people. Nah, Snoops, don't worry about it. Yeah, we'll put that back on you later. I don't care. I'm not using you right now. Sure. No, it's not fully a broccoli thing. I'm saying that the reason that iBomb is consistent with Crush is probably a broccoli thing. Crush is working the way it's supposed to and has nothing to do with broccoli. Whoop, that's fine. No, I just need to chase down a Slack thread, Aiden. I think that's the main thing. Whoops, was looking at OBS. Yeah, but that's the thing, Rogue. It took me, what, like 20 seconds to swap them? It's better now. Who cares? You can even swap them from the team select feed. I just forgot. I can show that off later. How did I not get any armor breaks there? Isn't the special one supposed to be the one that's better for that? What is going on? What am I forgetting? Is it armor break immune? It is. Okay, then why did I bring Terex? That's fine. Man-Thing time. Told y'all. Man-Thing was the in case everyone else died. Ugh, dumb. Been a while since I've done this matchup. Not my best. Because I could have lined up a special too as well. How dare you, sir? How dare you? Sorry to hear that, John. Ant-Man has been frustrating. Take care, Snoops. Yeah, Aiden, in the beta it was corner decks. I said I didn't like it. So, if you liked it better before, in part, blame me. Nah, don't worry about it, Snoops, but I hope you feel a bit better. Take care, bud. You did not get better before. Okay. Well, then you can in part thank me. Whoa! Thought I dexed. Very rude. Okay, well. Come on, Rogue. There we go. Whew. Of course you did, Rogue. The tiger just hit the corpse. Why do you lose the unarmed node benefit when you capture the weapon node? Is it intentional, and if so, why? Yes, it's intentional. I don't have a good reason. Well, I have a reason for why. Whether you like it is up to you. Basically, the idea was that the disarm bonus and the weapon were not supposed to both be how you got through the fight, right? Like, keep in mind, a whole lot of people are complaining about this content being too easy. The point of the disarm versus the weapon capture was that you would bring one group of characters that were good for taking advantage of the disarm, and potentially another group of characters to take care of the weapon capture. Because the weapon capture is supposed to be better in most cases if you have somebody um, who is perfectly suited to it. But not everybody is going to have somebody perfectly suited to each of the weapon capture parts in their roster at a usable rank. And so for those people, the idea was, okay, well, you can play into this other thing and just use the disarm. You're going to have to deal with the weapon more often because there's going to be the portion of time during which it can't be disarmed. But, like, you still have a way to get through the fight. It was intended as an alternate. It was like one or the other, two different ways to play. Um, there has been a lot of feedback that is people don't love that. It has been heard, but it has unfortunately been heard way too late. There was almost no feedback on that trade-off when it was first introduced and betaed. Um, Probably because some people didn't understand it, unfortunately. But after that, it was kind of baked in, and it would be even more confusing to change the rules for the content now with weapon nodes so entrenched, right? And we're definitely not going to go back and change the way that weapon nodes work to reflect that feedback after a bunch of people have already done 7.1 and 7.2, because that's how you get compensation complaints. Yeah, and I think Aiden is correct. It's not that you lose it. It's just that you can't have it as often. Whoops. I knew that would hurt if he caught me. I wasn't expecting him to catch me quite that much. I agree, Joey. I like the way it's been incentivizing RPG. You're kind of getting on why the paths were reduced, though, Adam. Breaking it up over multiple installations is kind of acknowledging that story content had gotten a bit big. Like, these kinds of RPG interactions are interesting, in my opinion, but having every path be different like this, changing it up from the way it worked in so much of Act 5 and Act 6, where it was like, well, we want you to run through this 5 times, so these 3 paths are 80% the same, but the middle defender is different. Enjoy! Like, I know a lot of people are nostalgic for it, but as somebody who went through them in their original state, I really do think a lot of it is nostalgia. Um, the fact that we are not doing design decisions like that to fill up space means this takes more time to design. And if you want the content delivered at the same pace and you want it to keep being good, this kind of needed to happen. Oh no, my Void doesn't have a striker! Alright. I just don't agree with that at all, Aiden. Like, I understand that's a personal thing. You're entitled to that opinion, but it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, content came out, you played it for hours, you got rewards. Why does it need to be like 7 hours instead of 4 hours for it to feel like you really earned something? Again, it's personal. I'm not saying that you're like objectively wrong, but I keep seeing variations of that sentiment, and it doesn't click for me. What's the protection from again? Oh, you need the striker. Fine. We'll be here for a minute. I got time to talk. I'll use Claire if I have to. It's probably time to put a striker on Void anyway. Hey, Dot. Whoops. Sorry for picking the wrong boss, everyone. I could probably finish this with Claire, just like cheesing it with the special 3. But I don't want to give up because I know that the end is, like, is on its way. Whoops, sorry. Come on, throw it. Oh no, too soon, too soon, too soon. Oh, I hate doing that. I know he doesn't need the help, but it would be a really nice quality of life thing if, like, activating Special 1 with Void when he had 6 of his debuffs on the opponent just instantly converted them to Fear of the Void. So you don't have to worry about that unique pain of, oh crap, I wasted a bar of power. Whoops, that's fine. Hey, Braxis. Ah. I was just happy with the 6-lane system with modern node design is all. Right. But that's what I'm trying to convey to you is that what you're saying is I was just happy when y'all were doing twice the work at the same pace. And the thing is that it was getting harder because each chapter had to do something different than the previous. Each chapter came out when there were a dozen more champions with more abilities, with a more complex web, right? It was literally becoming more and more work with each chapter of story that came out, and it wasn't sustainable. Like, at a certain point, it's not about, like, the question is not, would you prefer this amount of content or this amount of content? It's like, what is the balance between what feels like a real piece of content and what we can actually deliver? And I feel like a lot of the complaints that I've seen about, like, I just wish there was more, kind of boil down to, I just wish y'all had taken the exact same amount of time and money and turned it into more perfect, beautiful content. And, like, I get it. That's not an unreasonable sentiment to have until you expect it to happen, if that makes sense. And because I don't really buy, like, when you say I miss feeling like I have something to chase on the PvE side. Like, Eternity of Pain was not that long ago. And to anyone who says it was a full year, how freaking long do you think it built us or it took us to build Necropolis? That was basically a rush job. Like, I'm harping on this not because I'm trying to make anyone feel wrong or bad, but just to try and get across to you, like, the scope of what is being done here on a regular basis. These are free expansion packs that the vast majority of people do not pay for. That most of the players who engage with them do not spend any units or items to complete. They kind of have to be taken in that context. Like, anything else means we go back to the days when story content cost most people revives and potions. And that just wasn't fun for most people. Yeah, no, I get what you're expressing, Aiden, and I don't want to tell you to not express it. I do consider this to be having a dialogue. I'm not trying to shut you down. Is a 6-star Mantis worth ranking up? That depends on your rate of 7-star acquisition. I personally would. What would that mean for it to be normal questing and to not look like incursions, though, Bitter? That sounds like a lot of work. Not really, John. They're separate teams. It's not a trade to be made between EQ and Story Quest. Story Quest was reduced because Story Quest needed to be reduced. The monthly event quest was reduced because the monthly event quest was a slog, and a bunch of us had been asking forever for it to be less of a slog. They're two different problems. Well, technically it's the same team, but, like, it's different people, if that makes sense. Like, it's kind of like the equivalent of asking, like, well, can you guys put a little bit more work into Hulkling and just take it out of Wiccan? Like, that's not how that works, right? Okay, Thor Relic time. Just a bunch of Thor Relic stuff. And also you. I don't like you. Hold on. How bad is the Atuma boss? It's just a big Atuma, right? So, like, Shuri a little bit, but also probably Namor. Okay. Oh, and Infamous Iron Man. I remember using him in playtesting. Okay. You. You. Actually, where are you? Oh, he's in AQ! Red Goblin would actually be good for this. Ah, I regret everything. That's fine. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Bitter. Like, if I'm not saying there's no way to do like a procedurally generated infinite quest, but then the other answer is like the problem with a game like this is always balancing it because we could probably build something like that in an afternoon and have it in a state that like people could theoretically play it, right? But then why would people play it? They're like, why aren't there any rewards to this? Okay, you want rewards to be in this? Okay, well, now it needs to actually be balanced appropriately for difficulty. We need to take into account when the rewards happen, how they scale, how the difficulty scales, how much time does this take, how does it impact the monthly economy, and how many resources we expect most people to accrue. Like the minute something goes from just like, can you build this to can this exist in the game, the scope of work just explodes, unfortunately. If you don't have any 7 stars, then I do think I would consider taking a Mantis up as a 6 star. Hitmonkey's good, but he's a little bit flimsy for me to take him up early. You could make the same argument of Mantis, I suppose. Zemo is excellent, but you have to know how to use him. Surfer Special 3. Ah, that's fair. I'll figure this out, though. Yeah, Act 6 wasn't bad slow. I did not enjoy it quick. Hey, Martin. Thanks, I appreciate it. God dang it, just block, you jerk. Nope, back up. Thank you. I badly, badly want the 7-star Odin Aiden. He's incredible. Interesting rotation. I feel fairly strongly that that's the most efficient way to get the special 2 to max. You throw the special 1 early with 2 buffs, you let them fall off, you don't care about them. You go to the special 3, and then that makes sure that you still have the extend buff as well as the extended buffs from the special 1 that you have now re-upped for the special 2. It is my cup of tea, Jackson. It's just that I've kind of fallen off from watching much TV in general lately. I'm just behind. I have nothing against any of those shows. I mean, if you're throwing 2 special 2s without the buffs from the special 1, then I would question that. If you're throwing 2 special 2s after throwing the special 1, then we're talking almost no difference in bars of power, and I'm doing a lot more damage outside the special too. I don't know. I'm willing to accept the possibility I'm wrong, but I've tried it both ways, and that's how I found the Special 2 to be more reliable in a lot of cases. Yeah, I've been reading through the comics for Invincible lately. It's been fun. Ouch. Uninteractive extra defensive combat power rate is truly one of my least favorite things we've ever put on a champion. Is Guillotine 2099 an excessive defender? No. Is she way more annoying than she needs to be? Absolutely. Why do I keep dashing back? Oh, right, because I've been playing for a while and inputs get bad when you play for a while. As evidenced by me trying to dex there and nothing happening. Hey, Phil. It's been about 2 hours. I should probably call it. How much do we have left? I can do the boss. Let me go ahead and reboot the stream, though. Or not the stream, the game. Nah, but that's not it, Rogue. You're focused, like, the thing is that I feel like you think I'm focused too much on the special too, and I think you're focused too much on the special too. Because you're forgetting that the special 3 gives you another giant freaking fury. Which is boosted quite a bit by the relic. Going to the special 3 is like another 4,000 attack or whatever it is. And you're magnifying all of that via True Strike. I do think it's worth it. Take care. Questions like that, Misery, are why, like, the word bug is kind of weird. Because there's just, like, there's a lot of implications riding on that. Kind of like the word intended. Doesn't quite mean what a lot of people think it means. Oh, this is gonna suck. Can I get you to back up and block just a little bit? No? Fine, I'll throw it. Oh, now he backs up. Oh, come on, man. He wasn't even unblockable there. Alright. Yes, I heard you on having a rank 4 rogue. I didn't think that was going to carry me forward that much. Jesus. How was that the hardest fight so far? He was just constantly catching me on dashbacks and such. Is 6-star man thing worth the rank 2? You're gonna have to decide that for yourself, honestly, David. Like, I understand that, that you're trying to ask on YouTube to help out, but, like, that needs to come down to you. Because if you're still asking about using resources... Whoops, I didn't do the... Well, that's not good. See, like, that's just nowhere near enough damage. Yeah. Special 3 rotation's better. I'll accept that for you the special 3 rotation might be enough. Or the double special 2 rotation might be enough. But it's definitely not better. So, sorry, what I was starting to say, David, is that, like, if you're still asking questions about what to do with taking 6 stars to rank 2, then your roster is very clearly at a place where you're missing RPG counters, right? There are gonna be things that you just don't have answers to that you need to shore up first. Like, for Man Thing, Man Thing is worth the rank 2 for you if you like need a bleed immune mystic. If you're missing out on nullifies, if you have no one who can handle poison damage, right? If you don't have reliable armor breaks, you need to be looking at kits and going, okay, what keys does this kit have? Do I have other keys that can open those locks? Or do I need to rank this one because they're filling a hole in my roster, right? I think I'm just focusing too much on efficiency. I don't think you are. That's kind of what I mean. I think you are focusing on what's enough for the fights you're taking. I don't think you're being more efficient. That's kind of my point. Whoops. Hey, Vantage, I see you now. I don't remember seeing you before. No, I don't agree with you at all, Rogue. Bleezy is saying what I'm saying. That is the question you need to ask at that point. David is asking about taking a 6-star to rank 2. His roster is not where yours is. He's not at the point of overlap yet. What Bleezy said is exactly the question he should be asking. Hey, Tommy. Yeah, exactly, Felt. Like, it's the thing is that by the time overlap becomes a concern, it's probably a concern at a specific rarity. And that's probably the rarity at which you're not asking YouTubers, should I do this, right? Like, nobody with a roster like mine, with, I don't even know how many rank fives I have, which is a flag of some color. But like, nobody with a roster like mine is asking, should I take somebody to rank three? They just like go, oh, level up is on. I guess, I don't know, I'll take frickin' somebody to rank three, right? And they just do it. If David isn't there, then he's in a different place. And like, for him, rank two is more along the lines of like somebody who's, it would be like somebody who's trying to like catch up to my level, where it's like maybe they have a few rank fives, but they don't have nearly as many rank fours as me, right? And they go, should I take this person to rank five? Because those catalysts are precious. And they have to, in that case, I would be saying, like, you have to think about what holes do you need to fill in your roster at rank four and five. Because you may have those holes covered at rank three, which is fine for EQ. It's probably good for incursions and, like, maybe it's even good for war, depending on the level you're playing at. But when the chips are really down, you want to make sure that it, like, the way I think about it is the top couple ranks and rarities for wherever you're focusing, you want a certain breadth of utility. Overlap isn't bad, but you don't want to get stuck lacking in one area and too stacked on another. But that's exactly what we're freaking saying, Rogue. You are now at the point where you are arguing with yourself. At some point, you just need to learn to stop arguing, dude. I see you do this all the time. Like, just give it a break. You don't have to be a contrarian. It's getting annoying trying to keep Tier 2 Alpha and Tier 5 Basic from expiring. Yes, it is. I just asked Econ about that again today. Hopefully we get some movement on that before too long. All right. I'm done with you tonight, Rogue. I'm gonna not respond to you. I, if you truly don't know that you're arguing, just read back over your last few messages and think about the fact that you are disagreeing with someone and then saying something different from what they said. Most people consider that to be some variation of arguing. And if you do that too much, you can end up arguing with your own points, which is kind of what I'm saying. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap the stream here. 2 hours is about my normal limit. I'm sure I'll be back over the weekends. Probably going to do some more 8.3. It is pretty quick, as we talked about tonight. And I want to have it done before the next big stuff hits. I was thinking of saving it for the charity stream, but honestly, like I'm gonna have stuff to do there. I may end up trying to push for Thronebreaker or further on my alt account then, so I'll find ways to fill it. Anyway, take care, everybody. Appreciate y'all.